AI came for my job, and it could very well come next for you. I'm not saying this to scare you or anything, but I believe this is the harsh reality that we're living in right now. There are many things that we do in our work that has suddenly lost value because AI is able to do it in a much larger scale than us and even give higher quality outputs than what we could possibly do. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you all of the mistakes that I made that ultimately got me replaced and how you can avoid suffering the same fate as me. So it has been about 5 weeks since I received the call from my manager that I will be laid off in the next month. At that point in time, I was recovering from an ankle surgery and I was on hospitalization leave for the past 2 months since January. When my manager said that she wanted to speak with me, all of a sudden, there was this fear that I had, which ultimately came true. I wasn't just the only one who was replaced, but I'm quite sure that my current situation was one of the reasons why I was part of that group. So this has been a rude awakening for me because I was actually building up my personal brand on Twitter that was focused more on airdrops. But there's just been a lot of drama around crypto Twitter. The algo has already wiped out my reach. This is a screenshot that I took from OpenCode, the AI interface that I'm using, where it analyzed all of my past tweets through my Typefully API. And you can see that it has decreased drastically. Much has given me a slight boost in the impressions, but overall, everything is just going downhill. And in particular, it's also because the topic that I'm writing about is airdrops, and it's just been very toxic. And I've totally lost motivation, lost interest in trying to do airdrops anymore. There's just so many hacks, scams, and toxicity in the space that I've just completely given up. But what this taught me was how anything that can be easily replicated will become a commodity. That's because if the task that you do is low value, or basically what AI can replicate at scale, then that just means you will be replaced by AI. And in the case of airdrops, because there were tons of these symbols where one person can spin up thousands of wallets and all of them do the same actions, projects have a hard time of trying to differentiate between a real user and a symbol user, and that's why airdrops have no longer been as profitable. So this also has taken quite a bit hit on me because my eventual plan for my job was to go full-time into Twitter and just posting about things that I enjoy and to be able to earn an income from that. It's just gotten worse, and me being laid off and could not have been at a worse time. So the key lesson from this entire situation that I'm in right now is that AI will come for you, but only if you are replaceable. And for me, inside my own job, I was definitely replaceable. I was very good at following orders and executing tasks as being specified from the top. But when it comes to me coming out with things to do, with ideas to write, and new campaigns to run because I was doing marketing, I struggled to come up with a lot of ideas. I was too afraid of being wrong, so I decided to just play it safe and do whatever that I was told without that agency where I want to try things and learn from the mistakes, because I just thought that those mistakes could cost me my job. But in the actual fact, this inaction was likely the reason why I was replaced by AI, because if they are able to do all the things that I can do at a much lower cost, then why should I deserve to be hired? The only good thing that came out from this entire experience was my hospitalization leave. I didn't have to work for 2 months, and that gave me a lot of time to play around with AI. I set myself that goal that I wanted to become good at AI, and I spent most of my resting time trying to learn all the new tools, get familiar with it, and see what I can build. Through all of this, I realized that there's a way out. AI is meant to be an amplifier of your actions and to save you time, just like any other tools that we have. And some of the comments that I receive on Twitter, they're asking me, how much are you making with AI? Which I think is the wrong question, and likely because there's all this noise on Twitter where so many people have been making 6 figures from AI or replacing 120k agency, and everyone just looks at AI as a money printing machine rather than what I believe it actually is, where it helps you to save time, reduce your cognitive load, and allows you to do all the higher leverage tasks that truly require human input rather than all of the boring, soul-sucking, monotonous tasks that you and I will both do in our day-to-day jobs. Throughout my entire leave, I was actively reading a lot of articles and just trying to understand how other people are building out their systems with AI. And I realized that the most important lesson and learning points is just by starting out yourself. So what I found was the most effective is by taking all of the key pointers and key learning points from others who are actively sharing all of their setups everywhere and seeing how I can apply their processes, their thoughts, their features into my own system that works for me, rather than me just simply copying someone else's template just because it worked for them. So the only signal that I can trust is my own, and I create my own signal by doing first and then reflecting. So for anyone who's out there and is afraid of AI, my only message to you is that there's no need to fear it. You can overcome all of the uncertainty and the overwhelm that you're feeling. You just need to learn how to use it effectively and apply it to your own workflows that ultimately save you more time. Throughout this entire hospitalization leave, I was just playing around with AI as much as I could, learning a lot through the entire process. And these are the things that I've built so far, and I'll be sharing it with you more inside of this channel. And that includes like a full content system that turns one of the ideas that I have, it captures it, and then walks through with me outlining the idea. After I write the entire article, it will suggest title ideas and will include some of the images and it will give me suggestions for the feature image. And it helps me to convert whatever that I've written into an HTML file that I can then easily paste into different editors like Substack, Medium, and unfortunately Twitter, there's still some formatting issues. And this has saved me a lot of time going from idea into a published article. And right now, I'm still evolving this system to include YouTube, and I'll just be working on those workflows as well. I've coded this 3-tier model site, which highlights all of the different model providers that give you some free inference so that someone who is completely new to AI can actually start with all of these models without having to buy any expensive plans at all. I've also been very focused on building out a portable AI system, something that I'll be sharing much more inside of this channel, where it is one system that you truly own all of your data, your files, your contacts. You're able to switch between models at any time and still get the same outputs that you want because of the skills and the workflows that you have laid out very clearly. And of course, these are just some of the things. I have failed many times. I've wasted a lot of time trying to revert some changes that I made to my system. And all of this, I'll be sharing more inside of this channel. So right now, I see that AI fluency is something that many people want to acquire. It is a skill that most companies are looking for. And for me, I define it as these 4 features. The first part is really to just find something that you hate doing in your life. It's something as simple as getting the transcript from a YouTube video. How I will normally do that is by going to the YouTube URL, copying it, pasting it into a YouTube transcript generator site, and finding that folder where I've included all of my transcripts that I likely won't be able to find again in the future. But right now with AI, it's actually possible for me to just paste the URL. It will immediately know what I want to do with it. You organize it in the right way, where it is by the creator's name and also through the metadata of the video. You then rename the file into something that's much more well organized. And all of this is just done by building out the skill. This is just one example of some of the actions that I've automated with AI, and there's just so many that you can try and see for yourself. More important thing is to find that painful task that you hate doing and then describe in detail the entire workflow and where this pain point or this task fits inside the workflow, and then ultimately ask AI for the solution. Again, it doesn't have to be something that is fancy. It is a flashy vibe-coded project that gets 100,000 views on Twitter. It just needs to be something that works for you. It just has to produce a result and save you time. And that, to me, is considered as a success. And once you have mastered this workflow, the next step is to build out a file system that includes all of your preferences, all of your tasks, all of your goals, and all of these different contexts so that AI becomes much smarter just by reading through and having all of these files inside one place. It knows better about who you are, what you do, and how you think. And so that's the reason why I decided to create this channel. I did have an old channel. If you have been following me there, thanks for all of the support. But I've decided to start a brand new channel that just talks more about AI, my journey with AI, and how you can benefit from this new technology. I would want to share more practical, no-nonsense guides on getting good with AI. There's just too much noise out there, and I just want to share all of my raw experiences, even though it's failures, it's something that didn't work out. You can expect to see some of the workflows that I've been building out for myself and learning how to build something similar that doesn't need to be the same as how I do it, but it is in a workflow that works for you. I've been just exploring lots of different models. I've been trying different subscriptions, especially those with some free credits. And I'll be sharing some of the thoughts that I have on some of these models that I've used. And lastly, just sharing a bit more about the case studies of whatever that I've built for myself and how you can benefit from all of my learnings. So that's all that I have. I appreciate your time in finding out this video, and I hope that you can just join this journey with me. And the very first point that I have in getting good with AI is to build this system. I call it the portable AI system, where you can build it once and switch models anytime and still get the same results. So to learn more about how you can build out your own, click on the video that appears on the screen right now.